Hello everyone, welcome to our English lesson, and today's topic is welding. So to know what welding is about and what we are going to deal with, we can watch the video first.
Before welding, several machining processes must be completed to prepare the relevant sheet metal. First, the sheet metal is cut. Usually, we use oxyfuel cutting, where the cutting torch heats the metal and the stream of oxygen is then directed to the cutting point. The metal burns in that oxygen and then flows out of the cut. Once the workpiece is cut, it's advised to straighten it on a press. Now, we have these straight sheet metal workpieces ready for welding. The process is divided into two phases. The first step is tack welding. The welder joins the material only at several points with a number of small isolated welds.
So good, we can stop now and we can watch first 10 new words we have in this lesson. So we won't read the text now because we don't have so much time, and we will look up the words, 10 new expressions. So the first one is filler rod, přídavný drát. Then welding point, bod svaru. Arc welding, svařování plamenem. Argon, carbon dioxide, CO2. Oxyacetylene welding, máme svařování oxyacetylenem. Oxygen, kyslík. Resistance welding, svařování odporem. Energy beam welding, máme svařování, teď mi to vypadlo, pomožte mi. Welding, s vaskem paprsků, děkuji, to je moje slabá stránka tohleto. A laser beam, máme laserový paprsek. Takže so now we have we have seen the 10 new words, and now we can watch the words in the dictionary, and we can learn the words with the pronunciation. So we have got arc welding.
Arc welding.
Then argon.
Argon.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Energy beam welding.
Energy beam welding.
And filler rod.
Filler rod.
And in this way you can work with the whole vocabulary and you can learn the words. The next step is the exercise, or are the exercises. We can start with exercise 1, and you will work with your books, which means with the text, with the printed text you have in front of you. There are 10 definitions, and these definitions are in Czech. We can start with these definitions. So, rychlá metoda svařování is energy beam welding. But you can see that the definitions in the system in the workbook are in random choice. So you have something else in your printed book and something else is here. Then místo spoje dvou materiálů is welding point. Základní plyn využívaný při svařování plamenem, který umožňuje vznícení jiných plynů, je oxygen. Good. Velice výkonný proud světla používaný v moderním, velmi přesném svařování. What do you think? Laser beam. Good. And the last one we do now, plyn vytvářející aktivní ochrannou atmosféru při obloukovém svařování. Carbon dioxide. Exercise 2 will be done with the system, with the workbook. So we can join the terms and we can see how it works. Then we can watch how we can check whether we were right or no. So yes. So, as you can see that our student was successful and that the false answers are red. So with this you can see how much you have to learn and what you have to practice. Good. Exercise 3, again, please work with your textbooks, which means with your printed books. And we have the English definitions. The definitions are very similar to the Czech definitions, but now you can see how to describe the process or how to speak about the things in English. So, the place in which and so on, and I will ask the students who can read the text for us, and we can think of the correct answers. So, the first student, please, could you read the first sentence for us?
Okay. The place in which two materials are joined.
So, what is it? Welding point. Good. The next one, please. Neighbor, would you be so nice?
The process using a power supply to maintain an electric arc between an electrode and the base material.
So, what is it?
It's arc welding.
Arc welding. Good. The next one, could you read that sentence for us, please? Number 3.
The gas forming an active protective atmosphere at electric arc welding.
So, what is it?
Carbon
It's
dioxide.
carbon. Yes, carbon dioxide. Oh. The next one. Kevin, could you read the sentence for us, please? Number 4, yes.
The method of welding generates heat by passing an electric current through the contact point of two metal surfaces and causing resistance.
So what is it? Causing resistance, so it should be resistance welding. And number 5, Renata, could I ask you? So what is it? Powerful line of light. It should be laser beam. Good. So we can evaluate if we need to, or we should evaluate, and we see that, for example, we haven't done some of the definitions, so we can see whether you were not right, whether the answer was not correct, or whether there was no answer. Now we can watch the video again, and I would ask you to concentrate on 10 words we have just learned.
Before welding, several machining processes must be completed to prepare the relevant sheet metal. First, the sheet metal is cut. Usually, we use oxyfuel cutting, where the cutting torch heats the metal and the stream of oxygen is then directed to the cutting point. The metal burns in that oxygen and then flows out of the cut. Once the workpiece is cut, it's advised to straighten it on a press. Now, we have these straight sheet metal workpieces ready for welding. The process is divided into 2 phases. The first step is tack welding. The welder joins the material only at several points with a number of small isolated welds. And the second step is taken by the time the tack welds cool down. Nowadays, the most common types of arc welding are metal inert gas welding, MIG, metal active gas welding, MAG, and tungsten inert gas welding, TIG. As we use the method of metal active gas, so-called MAG, we need to prepare the consumable electrode rod and the welding set with an active atmosphere, which is a mixture of carbon dioxide and other minor gases. The welder's task is to maintain a direct electric arc between the consumable electrode rod, charged as anode, and the base material as cathode. The melting rod is uncoiled from the welding torch at a regular speed. At the beginning, the electric arc is sparked by an electric discharge between the electrode and the torch, and then the arc is transmitted together with the gas into between the electrode and the base material. Once the workpieces are welded together, a regular control is performed. There are several methods. In our plant, we perform various types of visual check. We measure the welded points dimensions with gauges. We check the quality by a penetration test, which is considered to be a non-destructive test. In some cases, we need to make a magnetic or ultrasound test on a cooperation basis.
Good, so thank you. And you students, remember that you can read the text, listen to the records, watch the video at home as many times as you need. Thank you.
Děkuju. A já jenom k organizaci, když jsme se bavili o tom, že student má možnost kdykoliv vidět výsledky svého snažení, když my se podíváme na naše výsledky, results, byli jsme v 7. lekci Welding, vidíme, že jsme si dělali cvičení 1, 2 a 3, vidíme okamžitě svou úspěšnost. Stejně tak vidíme poté i domácí úkol, který odchází lektorovi a vidíme, zda jsme ho splnili či nesplnili, případně hodnocení. Tak a teď tedy poprosím, aby jsme si přepli z angličtiny do němčiny, přesunuli se ze svařování do obrábění a poprosím Petru Farley. Děkuju.